Come on, Soda Pop, let's go. We're here today with Cory Heidelberger. He's going to be speaking at Democratic Forum today. We wanted to talk to him a little bit before that. He was a surprise guest. Our fire chief, Jim, didn't know he was supposed to speak today. That's the excuse we're getting, I guess. Anyway, Cory's going to speak, and I'm sure he's going to talk about lots of stuff, but why don't we talk about something briefly that we both kind of sparred about a little bit, the half-penny sales tax increase for education. I think it's short-sighted, and that's why I don't agree with it. I believe that Stan Adelstein's idea of making property taxes more equitable and fair between ag and urban. I believe that we could, all kinds of corporate taxes we could implement. And I also believe that there's a lot of exemptions that could be get rid of. What do you think of the half penny? I mean,
Scott, I agree with you completely. What you just said is exactly the kind of tax argument that we should have this year.
Yeah.
Sales tax is regressive. It puts more of the burden on the backs of people who can least afford it. We should not be using sales tax to fund our state priorities. We should be looking at the three-legged stool. We should look at all the other options you talked about. And you're right. Stan Adelstein's plan would totally fund the teacher pay increase. The sales tax exemptions we have would fund teacher pay increase, Medicaid increase, and about 5 times as many other things. We've got corporate income tax, taxing these trusts where you got these billionaire tax dodgers who are hiding money from their ex-wives in the state. We've got all sorts of better revenue sources we could pursue rather than the sales tax.
I've even suggested a tourism tax. In other words, every hotel room in the state during the summer months, an extra $1 a night and go towards education. I mean, there's lots of ways that we can save us from that. I guess my disappointment on this is that it seems like a lot of Democrats, or should we say teachers, are like, well, he's throwing us a bone, so why don't we just take it? And that disappoints me too, because we both know it's a short-term fix. It doesn't even bring us out of last place, does it? Well, it only puts us next to last place.
Yeah, what the governor's plan does, it actually would make us 37th in the nation, but regionally we'd still be last place in the region for the adjoining states. We'd still be number 7 out of our 7 states. The Democratic plan, which goes to 50,000, that would actually put us at the median. It'd put us between. We'd be ahead of North Dakota, Montana, and Nebraska. We'd still be behind Wyoming, Minnesota, and Iowa. But to me, middle, that's competitive. Last place, that's still not competitive.
Yep.
That's still last place.
Yep.
But you're right. There are there are 2 sides to this debate here, or 2 big policy aspects. One is we got to raise teacher pay. And we've got everybody on board with that, and thank goodness. We need to do that. The question we're having, the debate we're having is, well, how bold do we be about raising the revenue for it? And obviously, I think the problem is so many people think it's impossible to raise taxes. They're kind of just giving into the pragmatism of it and saying, well, the sales tax is the easiest sell, and we'll never it's going to be hard enough to get people on board for raising teacher pay. We're not going to have a fight about tax reform. That's probably the pragmatic thinking going on with the powers that be. Of course, far be it from me to be a pragmatist. You're absolutely right. We need to find a better tax system to fund our priorities.
Yeah, like you said, I don't believe it's going to pass in the legislature. I don't think his plan is going to pass at all.
Hey,
and then we're going to be back to square one.
A lot of people didn't think Governor Dugard would ever stand up and advocate for Democratic priorities like this, but he has. So, I mean, never say never. We are closer now to doing it than we've been in 30 years. The legislature might, but yeah, you're right. There's a lot of wait and see. There's a lot of gewgaws they might try to hang on the tree. There's a lot of crazy conservative poison pills they might try to sneak in, like taking away continuing contract or putting in merit pay or getting rid of teachers, who knows what. There's a lot that can happen between now and March, so you're absolutely right to be cautious. But we're talking about going from 0 to something, so that's always infinite improvement. We're closer now to doing something than we've ever been. That's not saying much in South Dakota, but it's saying something.
Zero to nothing. That's about what teacher pay is.
Yep, pretty much.
Well, thanks for talking to us. I think that's probably all I got time for before you go up there. We'll be filming your whole thing here, so.
Sounds great. Thanks for having me, Scott.
Y'all come back now. Cheers.